Hello, good evening and welcome to our Thursday night live. I hope you are all well. I have had a little gremlin, so that's been lots of fun working that out. Hopefully you can hear me okay. The gremlin is that the mic would not connect to my computer, so huge apologies if the quality of the audio or the sound isn't as good as it normally is. You're going to have to bear with it, I'm afraid. This is the best it's going to get. I am trying to talk a little bit louder, so hopefully that will equate it as well or make it work. I can see we've got some friends in the chat. Hello, Donna, Esther, Judy, Penny, Martin, Britt, Sue, Sandra, Deb, everybody, hello and welcome. Whether you are new here or you have been here a while, thank you so much for joining me. This is live, it is not pre-recorded. I'm probably going to chat more than you're used to. So I'm just going to put that out there straight away. So apologies if you don't like that, but that's how we roll on a Thursday. You can find everything that I have talked about in the description below. If it is not there, please do comment, and it's probably that it has just been left off and I will pop that in there for you. And we are going to get started. We are doing a full tutorial tonight. It's a little bit different, but this is one that I have seen asked about in a Facebook group of how to do a raw edge zipper pouch. Super simple. I hope you're going to like it. I know that it's not going to be for everyone. If you don't like the raw edge look away or watch one of the other zipper pouch tutorials that I've been doing recently here on the channel. We have two really cool zipper pouches recently. One is unlined and one is lined, but they all have the edges inside. So if you don't like this one, hopefully you're going to love that. I can see we've got lots of people watching. Again, thank you so much. We've got Sam from Glasgow. Hello. Hi, Jules. Hi, Kathy. Hello. Brilliant. Before we get started as well, I wanted to remind you all that I am not live next Thursday, but I do have a video scheduled to come out at this time at 8 o'clock. So please do pop back to the channel, give the video some love, hit the like and all of that. It's not a long one. Hopefully you're going to love it. It's a fun technique. I haven't seen it shared too much, so hopefully you're going to love that. And if you do, please do share it with your friends. The following week, I don't think there's going to be a video. It's very unlikely, but maybe something will happen and I will surprise you with any luck. But the week after that, the end of June, is our June roundup of bag making news. If you haven't caught one of those lives before, you can find them on the live tab of this channel. And basically, I scour all the internet to find all the new bag patterns and news from the bag making world, and I share them in a live with all you guys. So if you're a tester or a pattern designer and you're watching this, please do feel free to email me with your newest releases and I can include it with that month's roundup at the end of the month. Fiona says my bag maker's box arrived and I love it. Oh, that's so good. That's so great to hear, Fiona. Thank you. Speaking about bag makers boxes, I am going away on Saturday, which I know I've mentioned a few times, but in case you don't know, I'm going away on Saturday for a couple of weeks, taking in a So Magical cruise to Alaska, which I'm super excited about teaching on. I'm teaching the Divide and Go pattern, and then after that I'm heading down to Vegas for the So Bestie Sewcation Sin City. I had to remember that all was correct. And I'm going to be doing a talk about all my costume work, my 20 years in the film industry making creature costumes for different films and TV shows, and we're going to be doing a meet and greet there, so I'm super excited for that. If you are near to Vegas, please do pop along, check out it all out on So Bestie. You can find all the details there, or message me and I will drop you the information. Right, let's move over to our other camera and we will get started with our slightly different tutorial. Like I say, I saw this on a Facebook group and I said, well, you know what, that's a great idea for a tutorial. We haven't done that before. Before we get into that one though, I wanted to show you my brand new pattern, which is called the Genie Bag, and this is coming out into the 77 Club soon. So if you are a 77 Club member, we will be having this for you at the beginning of July. If you're a 77 Club member as well, we are going to be making trainers very soon. or sneakers. So very excited for that. You can find all the information for that in your emails. If you are interested in finding out more about that, again, you can find the details for that in the description below. Darshan says, I wonder if you'll win some money to add to the Vegas shopping spree. I am manifesting it, Darshan. I'm not going to lie. I'm manifesting it. Maybe I'm going to need to upgrade to get another baggage to be able to come home with all my spending. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll be a good girl. Okay, so to get started, you're going to want to cut out a rectangle. Okay, there's two ways to do it. I wanted to show you how I kind of get through to this process of cutting out the size, because I do like to show you so that you can make it for any size. So this one I have made, I'm just going to check, it's around about 9 inches wide by around about 6 inches high. So let's imagine you're making the same one, same size. So that is the finished size of the pouch. Now, something cool to remember, we're going to have our zipper. I have made my zipper to be 3/8 of an inch shorter on each side. So that's worth noting, or 1 centimetre if you're in English money. Now you're going to need 2 zipper ends. I'll come on to the cool bit in a sec. You're going to need 2 zipper ends, and I have made them to be the width of the fabric, which is around about width of the zipper, apologies, which is around about 1/4 of an inch, an inch and a quarter. Get your teeth back in, Emma. 1 1/4 inches tall by 1 inch long, or you can do it 1 1/4 inches. It's totally fine. It's just going to make it a little bit deeper into the zipper. So you're going to make a square, basically 2 squares, 1 1/4 inches by 1 1/4 inches, let's say. Now, when you're coming to figuring out how big to make your 2 pieces, you're going to need 2 pieces. You're going to need a front and a back. So the other thing to note as well, this is a raw edge project. I have particularly chosen a vinyl faux leather that has, I've just realised I've got a grid on my camera, haven't I? Hang on 1 second, let me see if I can figure out how to turn that off. Maybe, hopefully, 1 second. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Hopefully that has now gone. Right, back to that. Okay, cool. It was a bit distracting. Oh, has it frozen? Oh no. Oh no. Come on, work. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, so you want to choose a faux leather or a vinyl which has got a kind of nice backing. This is the faux leather which was in not the last bag maker's box, but the bag maker's box before that. It is a really soft, supple, it's almost like a lamb's leather, faux leather, but it has got a nice backing to it. It doesn't matter that we see that, it feels nice, it's almost like it's lined. So you want to bear that in mind when you're choosing which faux leather or fabric to use. So I have cut out the size that I want it to be. Probably if you're planning this, you're going to want to cut this out of paper as you're going so that you can understand what I'm going to explain to you. If you were going to have it with seams all the way around, so completely raw edge, what I would suggest to you is you cut out 2 of these, a front and a back, and then what you're going to do is you're going to cut off a slither of the front that is going to be the exact width of your zipper tape, or your height, I should say, depending on which way you look at it. The width of the zipper tape going that way, or the height going that way. You're going to cut that off. That is going to be around about 1 1/4 inches is how wide your number 5 zipper tape is. We are using a number 5 zipper tape. I have attached my zipper pull. That's worth noting. Make sure you do that. I have also closed my teeth. So, zipped it up, and then I've closed my teeth on the open end. Hopefully that is in focus, so that it makes it easier to put on my tabs. So you're going to want to cut off, like I say, the slither of the top of your front piece after cutting them out the same. And that means that when you put it all together, this is, like I say, to create raw edges all the way around. That is going to, once we sew it all in, that's going to allow for that zipper to go in the middle, and it's all going to work out to be the right size. However, I do not want to have raw edges all the way around. I want to have my top edge as a folded edge. So with that in mind, we've still got our main piece. If you're cutting it with the back edge to be going, or the top edge, sorry, to be on the fold, then you're going to want to cut this initial piece out of paper so that you can work it out. Hopefully you're all staying with me. Let me know in the comments if this is all making sense. So you're going to take your pattern piece, imagine, I'm going to turn it over that way so you can see. Imagine that this is your pattern piece now. This is with a folded edge at the top. And instead of taking away, you're going to add the width or the height of the zipper on top, and then that is going to become your back piece. So now my back piece measures, let me just check it for you. It's around about 7¼ inches tall, and it's the same width, isn't it? So it's around about 9 inches wide. Then, if this is our pattern piece, we're going to take off, just like we did before, but we're going to take off the zipper tape width or height from our front. That is going to have, so you're taking it off from the front and you're adding it on to the back. That is going to give you the right amount for a fold at the top and 3 raw edges. Hopefully you're staying with me. Definitely brain foggy. Closing teeth, I pictured a clenched jaw. Wonder what that's got to do with a pouch. Oh, no worry. Sorry, a bit confused probably because I was late. Hopefully it will all make sense. If people have been watching from the beginning and they're making sense, and it's making sense, please let me know because I want to make sure it's making sense. Anyway, right. So that is how you're going to cut out your pattern pieces. I'll just go over it again. It's going to be 7¼ inches high for your back piece. This is with a top fold, and 9 inches wide for your back piece. You're going to have 2 small squares, which are 1¼ inch square. For the front, you're going to have a 9-inch wide piece, and it is going to be around about 5 inches tall. Okay. Hopefully all of that is making sense. I'm going to put those to one side. I'm going to get rid of my pattern piece and my little slither so I don't get confused. And I'm going to grab my zipper tabs. Let's put those out of the way. To do the zipper tabs even, we're going to place the zipper tab right side down to the right side of the zipper tape. Now, just like with many things, I'm going to flick back to the other camera because you may not have heard this saying unless you're English. There is more than one way to skin a cat. I'm not sure that that phrase is international, but it is a phrase, an old phrase over here. I'm very intrigued where it came from, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. So I'm going to show you one way to do it, but there are many ways. Okay, to do zipper tabs. So we're going to place it right side down to the right side of the zipper, and I'm going to stitch with 1/4 inch seam allowance from that short edge. So I'm going to go across to my machine camera. There we go.
It's also a US phrase, okay. I wasn't sure. I spoke to somebody the other night who is British living in America, and they seem to think it wasn't an American phrase, or they weren't quite sure, so thought I'd ask you all. So I'm sewing with a 3 stitch length because it is faux leather. I'm going to go slowly over the teeth. I've got my, as you can see, I've got my Teflon foot in here because we are using faux leather. Hopefully that is focusing nicely. Then what we're going to do, is we're going to fold that around the top and onto the back, and we're going to fold it under like so. So there's no raw edges. But to be fair, because it's a raw edge project, we could just fold it under because we are using faux leather. So I am just going to fold it under, and then fold it round and not under. Then I'm going to take it back onto the machine, and I'm going to stitch it with a top stitch along that edge. So I'm going to extend my stitch length to 3.5, and I'm stitching close to the edge, round about 2 millimeters or 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. Nice and slow over the zipper tape, back and forth to cast on and cast off. I'm going to repeat that on the other end. This is why I close the teeth. It makes it a lot easier. It's okay with the volume lower. Okay.
Oh, I'm in stereo. There we go. Apologies. That should work now. Okay, I'm going to do the same on this end. Like I say, that is why I have closed those teeth, so that I can pull that zipper back, and when I stitch over those teeth, it's going to keep it in the nice right place that we want it to be. Stitching about 1/4 of an inch, or around about 7 mils from the edge. I think I mentioned that before, but in case I didn't. And 3 stitch length again. Yeah, it's because I had all the mic issue. There's just a little gremlin in there, but I'm glad I figured it out for you guys. So I'm folding it over the end again, and then I'm going to top stitch to finish that tab. Play the game. There we go. Getting pixelating. Oh, pixelating a little bit. Oh dear. It's all fun and games when we're live, isn't it? Hopefully it's just this camera. I'll be back on the other one in a sec. So I have done those 2 zipper ends. I'm going to move back to the other camera. You'll be pleased to hear, because then hopefully we won't have any issues with the quality of the camera. You know what I haven't got? I need to quickly grab some double-sided tape. Good job, it's not too far away. Okay. Next, we're going to sew it to the pouch. So, just like you would do normally, notice that I have still kept it out of the seams, because when we sew it all together, I don't want to have this extra bulk in the seams. But you could. If you wanted to extend it all the way to the end, you're going to have a different look again. Totally fine. Up to you. Where's the end of my double-sided tape? I'm going to pop my double-sided tape on my zipper. It's probably not the best pull for this, if I'm honest. I am using the skinny double-sided tape that is specifically for sewing. Don't ever use your regular double-sided tape, because your machine will hate you and you'll hate me. So you could stitch it raw edge like that. Totally fine. I'm not going to though. I'm going to place it centered. If I was doing this particularly neat and beautiful, I would measure the middle. One thing to note, one of the reasons why you get wiggly, wavy zips is because you need to have your fabric following all the little waves and ins and outs of your zip as much as you can possibly do. That is going to pull your zipper in. You kind of can't just go straight across, because your pull is moving the edge of the zipper tape all in and out. So that will help you get a neater, straighter zip. Right, so I'm going to sew that with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance along that edge, and hopefully we won't have any issues with the other camera, if I can find it. There we go. Apologies if it pixelates and all that jazz. Right, where's my zipper pull? That's all the way down there. Change it to a 3 stitch length. I'll tell you in a second, because you might not be able to hear me. I always try and stop with the needle down. That also helps to create a straighter stitch. Pull that zipper pull all the way out of the way. Now I'm going to open that up and I'm going to top stitch with a 3.5 stitch length. Just like you would do normally, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to get all the way from the end, and I'm going to do it around about, again, a couple of millimeters, 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch. Okay, that camera is not liking me today, is it? There we go. So we've got that stitched in. Then we're going to do the same as we did for the bottom, and we're going to do that for the back, or as we did for the front, I should say. We're going to do that for the back. So we're going to match that up, stitch that along the top. Ah, oh, brilliant, Esther. You got your skinny tape from Deb Me Made Makes. She was on earlier. She might not be on anymore. Oh, you're not getting pixelating. Okay, that's good. It did look, to be honest, it did look a bit pixelated here, but hopefully that's gone. Right. Again, I'm matching that up and making that as straight as I can. That's not very centered. Along that edge, matching up the edge of the zipper tape with the edge of my fabric. The more time you take there, the straighter and neater your zipper is going to be. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing as we did before. Stitch it along there with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, turn it over and top stitch. So I'm going to go back to a 3 stitch length. Make sure my pull is out of the way. Now we've got that double-sided there, that's keeping it in place. And I'm going to try and start where the zipper is. End with the needle down. Oh, come on. It's gone down a little bit too much. There we go. Fold it over and do the top stitching. Oh, it is frozen. Oh my gosh. What is going on? No. Oh dear. This, you know what? I don't know what is going on with the cameras at the minute. Apologies. It is not. Ah, okay. Huh. Oh, it's so annoying when it does this. Okay, apologies. Apologies. Let's do, oh hang on, one sec. Let's go back to there so you can see me for a second as I try and figure out the joy that are the gremlins. And let's try and add it. Add. No. There it is. It's that one, isn't it? I believe it's that one. Yes. Now, play the game. Slightly different view, but it's all good. There. Is it working? Yes, it's just extreme close up, but you can see. One day I will have a technical operator who helps me. I see so many of these people with their husbands or someone helping me, but no, there is no one helping me. It's just me. So when these things happen, I appreciate you bearing with me because it is super frustrating. Okay. Gremlins again. Yes, I know. What can we do? Right. Okay. Now I need to go to here. Yes. Okay. Figure out what I need to do. Oh dear. Okay. Right. Then what we're going to do, back to it, this is our front, this is our back. Okay. So we're going to fold it so that it is wrong sides together. Then, as you can see, we're going to stitch along the bottom or the two sides and that bottom edge, and that is literally going to finish our project. Now, if you don't want the raw edges, of course you can open the zipper, and we're going to do it right sides together, and we're going to stitch three sides, the two sides and the bottom. If you want to have it raw edge, like so, we're going to stitch down these two edges. Now, if you're worried about this having an opening, of course, like I said, you can make that longer. I just didn't want to have those extra layers there, but you totally could. If you're wanting to catch that in, you could go around those three edges and chop the edges off. We have options. I am just going to stitch along here. I think, no, maybe I will chop it off. I'm just going to stitch all the way down there, go around the bottom and up the side, and that is going to make our pouch. Then you can go in with edge coat afterwards if you want to neaten it up. I'm not going to do that tonight, but that's what you could do. Just going to pop some clips in there because I know it's going to be super slidey. Yes, it's faux leather, thank you. It was in the January. It was in the January box, wasn't it? Right, so now let's go across to, yes, it's kind of worked, almost worked. There we go. It's extreme close up, I'm afraid, but that's what we're going to have to work with. Okay, we're going to stitch around those three sides. Like I say, I am going to catch that in because I don't know if I want to show. That black. Yeah, 3.5. I'm going to go close to that edge at the bottom. And, you know, like I say, this raw edge look might not be for everyone, but, you know, it's quite surprising when you start looking at things, how many projects that you buy on the high street, how many bags, I should say, that you buy on the high street, or little things, and they just have the complete raw edge. Here I need to judge it. I think it's about there. One definite benefit of cutting off the edges is you're going to get it dead straight. You're going to create a really nice straight edge, which will be perfect for either leaving as it is or then doing your edge coat along the edge. There we go. Pretty easy and simple. And then I would use a ruler. I haven't got a ruler and a rotary cutter to hand. But I would then use a ruler and a rotary cutter. Oops, hang on one second, you can't see. To cut off the edges. Oh, it's doing all kinds of weird, strange camera moves tonight. But then I would cut off those edges to make it super neat and straight, and then it's ready if you wanted to do edge coating, or if you don't want to, you know, you can just leave it raw. It almost makes it look more like leather when it's raw edge is one thing. You can see it along the bottom. I'd probably go in and trim that off as well, just to make that really neat, and the same on both sides. You can see how it's gone like a smidge on the edge. So let me know what you think. Apologies for the gremlins tonight. It's all fun and games, isn't it, when you're live? Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going to try it. Let me know if you hate raw edge projects or if you love them. You know, it's like Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it. Don't forget to check out the previous 2 live tutorials, because I showed you how to make a really cool, so quick, out of half of a zipper tape, I showed you how to do a clear zipper pouch and a lined one, and it's this kind of triangle technique. You start off with a triangle. It's really cool. So fast. I think it must be the fastest zipper pouch to make. Anyway, check that out. That is on the lives tab of the channel. Don't forget, I've got a new video back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. I will link to that if you're watching afterwards on this at the end of this video, probably on the screen right now. And I shall see you on the next live, which, if you're watching in June, is going to be the end of June for our bag makers news. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. If you have any questions, do pop them below. If you haven't already subscribed, please do consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that like button. If you found any value in this video, I would love it if you would share it with some of your sewing friends. Thank you so much. I shall see you all very soon. I shall see you in the club if you're in there, or I'll see you in Facebook or on Instagram. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much again. Bye.